Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2019 Eastern Canadian U14 Girls Fast Pitch Championships, presented by 360 Live and powered by Bell Line. My name is Keith Rains, and we're at Means Cove in Quispamsis, New Brunswick, on an absolutely gorgeous morning on the banks of the Kennebecasis River. And there's the first pitch. We have at bat, number one team out of Prince Edward Island, Charlottetown, the Ravens. That's a foul ball, taking on Ontario 2 from Mississauga, the Tigers. And up at bat first is Zachara Jackson. Oh, excuse me. Not the other number 2, Madison Burke, for Prince Edward Island. And Abbie Steen is the pitcher for the Tigers. And the first one is a called strike on the outside corner.
Come on, Jamie, like you can. Come on, Jamie, let's go. Let's go, Jamie. Come on, Jamie, like you can here, bud. Now you've seen it. Strike out every time I go. Ready for anything in there. Let's go, Jamie.
Jamie Jenkins is at the disher. These early morning games are always interesting, the first few innings. Another called strike. And Steen has come ready to pitch this morning.
Let's go, Chloe, like you can. Start us off here. Let's go, Chloe. 2-0 rally.
Chloe Campbell, catcher for Charlottetown, fouls off the first pitch. In yesterday's action, we'll get some scores in for you. Tigers lost a heartbreaker to Quebec, 8-7. And PEI defeated New Brunswick 1, 10-3. Here's a pop fly to right field, and that is caught. A great play by the second baseman. Victoria Lopez went back in the short right field to get that for the third out.
We're here to play ball, swing the bat, put some balls in play.
In other scores from yesterday's action at this field, we had, like I said, Prince Edward Island defeated New Brunswick and won. They're from Oromocto. Defeated them 10-3. Quebec defeated Ontario 2. The Tigers, the Lions defeated the Tigers 8-7. And then in our last game, another exciting one. The host, the KV Dynamite, defeated Oromocto in the bottom of the 7th with 2 out, 13-12 was the final score there after day one of play here in Means Cove. We have two divisions here. The blue division is made, that's where we're broadcasting from, Ontario 2, Quebec 1, which is represented by Lac St. Louis, New Brunswick 1, and PEI 1, and the KV Dynamite as the host. In the other division, the red division is Ontario 1, Quebec 2, New Brunswick 2, PEI, their second seed, and Nova Scotia 1. And that makes up the two divisions. Our next game will be at 10:30, and we'll have the Quebec number 1 seed taking on New Brunswick. And Zahra Jackson is the catcher, is first up for Ontario.
ladies. Good job, ladies.
Here you girls. Come on now. Chatter.
What a girl!
Pitch, Daly. Good pitch.
You're up on her now, Denise.
And Nellie Johnson is the pitcher for Prince Edward Island.
Behind it, ready.
Oh, nice heat there. And she gets her first strikeout of the day. Victoria Lopez next up, second baseman for the Tigers. She already made a nice play in the field, catching that third out for the Tigers.
Nice pitch, Daly. Atta girl.
We have a big day of games slated. 5 rounds going today. There's a pop-up to short center field, and that's going to fall in. And the first hit of the game goes to the Tigers. Getting your bat on the ball is never a bad thing. Karen Moore next up, left fielder, number 19 for the Tigers.
Nice pitch.
Got a strike on the outside corner. There's a hit, nice shot to the right side of the infield. Solid single for Moore. And Abbie Steen up now, the pitcher. So obviously these pitchers like to help their own cause, like getting a key hit. We got runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
1 out, field, 1 out. Nice pitch, Daly.
There's a shot to the short, picked up, tossed, and there's an out. Runners move ahead up to second and third now with 2 out.
Stay with it.
Two away, girls. Place your 1.
Okay, ladies, plays at 1. That's 2.
And this was always a challenge yesterday for all the teams that were playing, is these 2 out rallies. And let's see if the Tigers can continue the tradition. Second and third here, first big opportunity in this game to get on the scoreboard. But usually when they had the 2 out rallies, the first 2 players just got out like 1-2, boom, no problem, and then all of a sudden chaos sort of ensued. But which makes it exciting to watch. Then there's a pop-up, nothing's easy. It's spinning, and a nice catch. And that sun, just want you to, it's early in the morning here, and that sun is in the left fielder's eyes, and she made a nice play on that for the 3rd out as thwarted the threat of the Tigers. So the first inning comes to a conclusion. No runs scored, but the Tigers were threatening there with runners in second, third. And as I was saying yesterday, there was games, the inning start, boom, strikeout, fly out, first 2 out, just like that. And then all of a sudden there's a walk, then there's an error, then there's a ground ball that should have been an out that got thrown away, and it just was like a little mistakes. But that's what makes it exciting to watch, is because there will be some great plays, and then there's going to be a few errors or mental mistakes, throwing it to the wrong base or throwing it too high, and that's what makes it fun to watch. But it's a learning process for these girls too, and it was really interesting to watch yesterday. I can't remember the team, but the second baseman. There was a ground ball, and she just didn't get down low enough with her glove and went through the wickets. And the good thing was it wasn't 2 plays later that she got the exact same play again, and she got down low enough, made the catch, tossed it over to first base for an out. So that was good. That was a learning moment, and she learned from her mistakes. And that's all you want as a coach with your players is they're going to make mistakes, but learn from those mistakes. So when that situation comes up again, which it will, they can correct. And here we are. Number 32 is up batting now for Charlottetown. Leah McLeod.
Let's go, Winter.
We're doing so good today. We can actually see first base, Chris. Chris, our producer, is handling all the camera work and switching from one camera to the other. And yesterday, we were sitting behind the fencing here, behind home plate, but more down the first baseline next to the Charlottetown dugout. And between coaches and players and stuff, it was difficult to see what was happening at first base a lot of times. So sometimes we had to go to the reaction of the crowd. Winter Walsh, second base, is up next for the Ravens. Just a little low on the outside, trying to paint that outside corner. Abbie Steen on the mound for the Tigers this morning. Just nice off speed. Got fouled off. 3-2 is the count. And that's a walk. First base runner of the day for the PEI ladies. Ella Condon, third base. And there goes the runner. High ball, and she is safe in there. Get the runner in scoring position. And that's one thing you'll see at this level is they will take the bases because they figure it has to be a perfect throw to get them out. And that throw was there on time, which is high. Outside. Brody Walsh is the umpire behind the plate today. There's a hit. Oh, right back to Steen. Nice play for the second out. And Doug Young is the other umpire patrolling the bases, a veteran crew. So we have two away now, but there's a runner on third base. Outside. Isabel Jenkins, left fielder, at the plate. And there's a shot down the third baseline. It's bobbled and won't be in time. And the first run of the game goes to the Ravens. A hard shot down the third baseline to handcuff the third base. Got it in the heel of the glove. Dropped it down. By that time she went to pick it up, it was too late. And she thought better of it just holding on to the ball rather than trying to make a throw that could go awry.
Go, Neely. You got this.
Neely Johnson up, the pitcher.
Go, Neely. Come on, Neely.
There's a shot just fouled down the third baseline. That pitch was got her on the inside, and she tried to fight it off. Steen, there's 2 away here. Runner has come across the base, and we have a runner on first. Well, and it looks like the weather is going to be great for the next 3 days, which is awesome for the organizers as well as the players. And there's a strikeout to end the inning, but Charlottetown was able to get a run across, so they're up 1-0 currently with the bottom of the second coming up for the Tigers. Our next game will be at 10:30 this morning, and in that matchup, we will have Quebec 1 taking on New Brunswick, the ladies from Oromocto, and then at 1:30, Prince Edward Island will be back on for all you folks tuning in from the island today, and they'll be playing New Brunswick 1 at 1:30. At 10:30, and then okay, let's get this straight here. I got too many times here. Let's go again. Take 2. 10:30 this morning, Quebec 1 will take on New Brunswick, and then at 1:30, Prince Edward Island will be taking on the host, the KV Dynamite. That's a 1:30 start for you PEI fans tuning in. And we get a Red Division game going at 3:30 this afternoon, so that's Ontario, number 1 seed out of Ontario, will be taking on PEI 2. And then at 5:30 this evening, Quebec number 1 will be taking on the host again, the Dynamite, at 5:30 tonight. So for you Ontario fans tuning in today, you girls, you fans have just this one game today, but PEI, you'll have another game at 1:30 that you can tune in to watch if you so desire. Okay? Is that all clear as mud? It's early yet, right? So Madeline Juno, first base, is up for the Tigers as they looking to respond here.
Nice pitch, Daly. Nice pitch.
Go help her out, kiddo.
Nice, Daly. Nice. That a girl.
She's late on those pitches there.
Great stuff, Daly. Ready for contact now, field. Ready for contact.
She's fighting off those pitches. 2 strikes, nobody out. That's low behind.
Good spot there, Daly. Like it.
Don't mind a pass ball when there's nobody on base, but boy, when there's someone on base, the catcher's got to do their best to block it. Off speed, and that's a fair ball. Went over the bag. Take 2. That's a double to start off the inning, and that's what the Tigers like. And that ball just hung the line. It bounced in fair territory, and it went over the bag, the left side of the bag in fair. So Brody Walsh, the home plate umpire, got a good view of it. He called it fair. No hesitation in his behalf. So here we are. Runners in scoring position here. Bottom of the second, nobody out.
Good job, Neely. Ready, field.
Lorez up. Inside. Outside. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Runners on second base.
Good job, Neely. That girl. Well done, Neely.
Back to the pitcher, and a good out, and held the runner at second base. Nice play.
Great job, Neely.
By Neely Johnson, not only catching the ball, turning, looking, holding the runner to second, and getting the batter out at first. Nevada Weber up, number 42, right fielder for the Tigers.
Isabel. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Charlottetown coaching staff moving their outfield just ever so slightly. Left fielder moving her more over in the gap at left field. And any balls to the outfield, especially the left field right now, with that sun is shining right, that early morning sun is shining in their direction. So it can be a little bit of a challenge even for the shortstop. As you can see, they're shielding their eyes there. As she was on that pitch, it fouled it straight back, just a little underneath it. There's another one. Nice swing. Just a little underneath it there. She's on it.
Great, Neely.
It's a pop-up. It was going to stay in play. Oh, just what a great effort by the catcher there, diving, and got that ball in the heel of her glove, and as she hit the ground, it popped out. But what an effort. And that's Chloe Campbell catching for Charlottetown. What a great effort there by Chloe. There's a shot down the first baseline, just foul. Good at bat here for Weber.
Great job, Neely. Finisher.
We got one out, runner on second, bottom of the second inning. Strike three! She worked hard for that one.
Lays in one, girls. Eyes on the batter.
Deanna Stanhouse is the next one up.
Nice start, Neely.
Strike one. Strike two.
Way up, Neely.
And Neely is heating up here in the bottom of the second.
Ready, field. Plays in wood.
Doing well to hold that runner at second base. There's a pop-up. And that is out of play.
Good job, Neely. Finish up.
And it's probably one thing that the probably coaches discussed with their players last night, and that, again, that goes for all the teams, is bear down when you get two out. And she did there and got a strikeout to end the threat. So at the end of 2 complete, it's 1-0 for Prince Edward Island over Ontario as Charlottetown is coming to the plate. The Ravens. And speaking of Charlottetown, I'm heading over there tomorrow. I have a group that is going to go over and see Mamma Mia. So I'm going to be up at the crack of dawn taking a busload of folks from the Quispam Sis and St. John area to the afternoon performance of Mamma Mia. And I'll get back home probably about 11 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow or Sunday, I'll be back here to help with the broadcast. Colin Friars is going to be doing the broadcasts tomorrow. And some of the semifinals on Sunday morning. So that's great to have Colin. Colin and I have worked before with the Final 12 basketball championships that we have here in New Brunswick at Harbour Station every year. So Colin and I worked together then. He's very enthusiastic, to say the least. So I know he'll do a great job broadcasting the games tomorrow. As we finish off round robin play and then begin, I think in the afternoon we'll start of the crossover format of this tournament. I'd like to thank a big thank you to our major sponsors here, Simply for Life, Pinnacle Painting, and Leisure Time and Sales. Strike one. And up to bat is Emily Walkland. I just want to check that name here because I just want to say the Tigers, excellent job. Whoever's printing the lineups, excellent work.
Good cut, Emily, good cut. Watch your change. Ready to run here, Emily, you got this.
Wakeland is her name, Emily Wakeland. I'll just make that correction. There's a nice poke to right field, and that's going to fall in, and that's going to go for extra bases. She's going to second, and she'll make that in easily. What an excellent way to start off the top of the third inning here. Never a bad thing to put the bat on the ball. And we're back at the top of the lineup again. Madison Burke looking for a bunt. Maddie's very focused. She bunts the ball, even though it went foul, she was still tearing down first baseline. The girls told her to put the brakes on. Okay, she got the signal from the third base coach. Let's see if she's going to be away swinging or is she going to bunt again. Looks like a swing. Yes. Good swing. Runner on second, nobody out. She'd like to get it on the ground, move that runner over at the very least. There's a pop-up. See what happens here. Oh, it's dropped! Runner goes to third, and there's a throw to third, and oh, she goes off the bag at third, and boy, sticking with the tag. That's a big out for Ontario. They threw it to third base, and the runner just slid, and she went over, and the third base player for the Tigers, I want to give her a shout-out, Larones. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not, but she very smart play, applying the tag and keeping the tag, and the player went off, and that was an out. So that... rather than having runners on second and third and nobody out, now you have a runner on second base and one out. And Jamie Jenkins is now batting for the Island team. Foul tip. Strikeout. Abbie Steen with the strikeout. Now there's 2 away. Chloe Campbell, catcher. Next up, Chloe flied out her first time. So, strike 1. Chloe keeps that bat nice and low, so she get a nice level swing. Foul tip. Right off the backwards, just a little underneath that one. I can remember when I used to play, one that happens, I had it first. I held my hands high, but the problem is I had a little hitch in my swing. And I was always getting underneath and popping the ball up to one of my coaches said, okay, Keith, you got to lower those hands so you get a more level swing here. You got to get rid of that hitch action. And it's funny, once you see, if you could, of course, back in the day, they never videotaped you. You just had to go by the word of the coach. But nowadays, with video, there's a hit at the second baseman. Nice play. And there's the third out. And nowadays, because players actually have to see themselves, because in their mind, I'm not doing that. And then once they see themselves on video, go, ooh, he's right, I am doing that. So it can be a lot of great corrections, because the first part is the player has to accept that they have to make a minor adjustment. And that's what coaching's all about, is making corrections, making sure the girls are doing the fundamentals, where they be in the infield, making sure you get down nice and low. The catchers, make sure you're blocking those balls in the dirt. We seen yesterday there was multiple things happening if the catcher missed the ball, and of course the runners are moving, especially sometimes when there's a runner at third base, and the catcher tries to get back quickly, and they just turn around and just heave it, toss it, whatever they can to the pitcher covering. Well, what was happening sometimes is they were missing the pitcher with the toss or the throw to them. And then that kept runners moving forward even more. And so all of a sudden one error became 2 errors rather quickly. And that's what happens sometimes when you try to hurry a play. So we're still at 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the Tigers are coming up to the plate. So he had Jackson.
Ready, Ella, ready.
Well, Zaya was looking for a bunt to get on. She's very, very fast. And her being a left-handed batter, is she gets out of the batter box just that extra step or two, a little closer to first base. And she's got a good swing here, so that just might have been a decoy. Yep. She had the third baseman come in a little further. Now she's dropping back to her normal position as she sees Jackson not looking to bunt anymore. One ball, 2 strikes.
On her toes, ladies. She's looking for contact. Okay, let's throw her out. Let's go. Nice.
Outside, 2-2. you're just tuning in, Nellie Johnson is on the mound for Charlottetown. There's a foul tip. Staying alive in there, Jackson is.
Great stuff, Bailey.
Tigers would love to get her on base because she has speed, which will create a little bit of difficulty for the PEI squad, but she's got to get on base first. Off speed and got well out in front of that.
Nice pitch, Bailey.
That's it, Z. That's it, Z.
And obviously the key to the pitcher is make every pitch release the same, look the same, but the speed can be different. Woof, just outside. Full count. Jackson has worked the count too. Here's the money pitch.
Nice.
Outside. Jackson draws the walk. And now with her speed, we'll have to keep an eye on her. She might be taking off for second.
Right, Bailey.
Next up, number 6, Victoria Lopez, second base. And there goes Jackson, wasting little time and taking second easily. There's a hit on the ground, holding the runner, and now Jackson goes, gets her at first, but Jackson moves to third.
Play, Madison. Good play.
Madison Burke, the shortstop, she did everything she could there, got the ball, looked to run her back, but still with that long throw across the diamond, Jackson was easily able to take third base on the throw to first. Carrie Moore, left fielder. Yep, good call. The umpire, home plate umpire, called the ball because the ball was outside, but the batter went through. She checked her swing, but she went through the zone enough, and they asked for an appeal to the other umpire, and he called a strike on her. And up at bat is Carrie Moore. And Carrie, first time up, she got a single for the Tigers. That's in the dirt. Good block there by the catcher, Chloe Campbell. Got to really be on her toes now. And there's a ball that's going to score a run.
Good try, girls. Right idea.
All right, 2 away, girls.
Ties the game up. That's it. Hit it on the ground. Get that run in. And now at bat, Abbie Steen, the pitcher for the Tigers from Mississauga. Glad to have them here this week. And the girls were saying make sure you give a shout out to all the mums that were unable to make it down because they appreciate their support that they had this year. And also, I imagine, appreciate the support in all their sporting endeavors. And there's as we call it, the 1-5 hit right up the middle. Get it by the pitcher and the shortstop, and a solid single.
Hey, first and second, ladies.
2 away here in the bottom of the third. We got a tie game, 1-1. If you're just tuning in, because it's 8:15 in Ontario. So get your morning coffee. They might be at work. Tune in on the game a little bit, see how the girls are making out for Mississauga.
Yeah, Emily, quicker on the cover, okay?
And we've had a great, for you folks up in Ontario, we've had a great summer here. Not a lot of rain to speak of the last couple of months, definitely in southern New Brunswick, but we've been fortunate as not to have any wildfires, which is kind of unusual, but with the dry season we've had. But there's a foul tip. I guess through the middle part of the province, we've had thunder and lightning, but they've had rain up through there at times, heavy. Been missing us because we're not too far from the Bay of Fundy, so with that cool air in the Bay of Fundy, sometimes it pushes the storms more inland, which we're appreciative of. Sakaro is up for it's a shortstop. Got 2 out here.
Okay, just let her clean this up, Chloe. Chloe, just let her clean it up now.
There's a fly ball deep. That's going back. Steen is on her horse here. Let's see. There she's going to be waved in, and she's going for a big triple.
That's the last 2 batters that made those plays. She drive and runs. She already struck out.
Go, Maddie. Keep it going now.
Keep going, Neil. You're doing great.
Well hit ball deep to left field. First a triple and
Okay, let's shut it down, girls. Shut it down. Plays at 1, 2 outs. You're doing great, Neely. Just stay on it. Stay on it, Neely. Stay focused.
up at bat is Madeline Juno, first base for the Tigers. Madeline's last time up got a double, so she's 1 for 1.
Good job, Neely.
Go, Neely.
There's a shot to left, and that falls in. It goes in between the legs of the left fielder, and she will take second base, standing up. Another double.
Okay, ladies. 2 outs. Plays at 1.
Don't worry about it. We're here now. Go, Niner. Keep it going, kid. Come on, Flo.
Ladies, plays at 1. 2 out.
Let's go, girls. Shake that up. The present, not the power. Let's go now, Ravens.
There's a pop-up, and oh, a nice play! Wow, what an athletic play.
Good job, guys. Good job. It's okay.
By Nellie Johnson there, the pitcher. Almost looked like a center fielder there. Bottom of the 3rd, yeah. We're going to the top of the 4th now. And it's 3-1.
Doing all you can do, Neely.
I like that other one.
Okay, we gotta hit the ball. That's it. End of the story right there. You gotta hit the ball, girl. Let's go.
Hit it like Emily hits. Because it's way easier to come in on it than it is to go back. Throw your whole body.
Other sponsors that have made this event a success that we like to give a shout out to is Harry Kuglin, Exit Realty Specialist, Doran Sports Excellence, Kent's Greg Pools, Town of Quispam, for all the work they've done here with the field, getting it ready. And we have another field in Wells, which is in Rossay. For you folks up in Ontario, Quispam Sissio, the Meehan's Cove one where we're at, it's about 15 minutes outside of St. John, just down the highway. And Wells is, and Rossay is the next town going back into town. And that's where the other field is that the teams are playing on. Source Atlantic, UPS Rosse, Subway Quispam Sis location, Printworks, McDonald's, Foodland Quispam Sis, Giant Tiger, Capital Foods, Chason Lemoyne Dentistry, Good Life Fitness, and Valley Cruisers Car Club. Thank you for your support. And there's a solid single. And that was Leah McLeod with the single. She wasted little time, didn't get much air time. She grounded out her first time, but now she's 1 for 2. So a great way to respond back after allowing Tigers to take the lead. And now up is number 17, Winter Walsh, and she walked her last time at the plate. Jackson, the catcher, is keeping an eye on that runner at first base because we know how they like to and there's a ball hit, but it's dropped. So now we get runners on first and second. Nobody out. That was Sarah Benoit into the game for the Tigers there, but she's in that. Just hit off the end of her glove there. That was a spinning ball, and she couldn't squeeze it for the out. Ella Condon, third base. Ellen grounded out her first at bat today, this morning. Abbie Steen with the fastball in there. No balls and 2 strikes is the call. There's a ground ball to the short, and there's one, and they don't get the second one, but they get the one runner at second base. Isabel Jenkins, left fielder. Isabel had a single her first time. Condon easily takes second base as there was no throw. It's a foul tip. She was right on that pitch, just fouled it directly back. Strike 3 on a nice pitch by Steen. Looking out at the Kennebecasis River this morning, Chris, that river is like a mill pond, just as calm as anything. What would be a beautiful morning to go for a kayak. Little paddle, start the day off. There's a line drive by Nellie Johnson. And there's 2 runs come in. Johnson helping her cause out there. Great bit of base running. As the throw from right field went to the first base, and Condon, great work by the third base coach to send her. And they tie it up here, 3-3. Up at bat is number 4, Emily Wakeland.
Oh, I was smart. I already have it covered.
So we're all tied up here at 3 in the top of the 4th inning.
Charlie, just chuck it somewhere.
Strike 2.
Found it. Never mind. We're good.
And that ball gets by Jackson. So Johnson scurries down to second base here. Got 2 out here. It's a little low. Good eye. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-2. We got a full count now. Runner on second. 3-3. Here's our score. Top of the 4th. Big pitch coming up here. And there's a ball back to the pitcher. And no mistake there for the 3rd out. Good grab by Steen. And a nice throw to the first. So we're all tied up at 3.
Hey, ladies on bases, I will make mistakes, but you guys, if they throw home there, you guys got to know to go to.
This event is being hosted by the KV Softball Association, the KV Dynamite, and Softball New Brunswick. And I had an opportunity last night to have Kelly Lynch in the booth representing the KV Softball Association. And they started this group in 2012, and they had about 118 kids coming out to try out for softball. And currently, they have over 396 girls playing in the different age groups and on their development program. So, a great success story in the KV area here, and just a great organizing committee. Bev Adams, and along with Kelly and all their members and volunteers. I know the parents help out quite a bit when they have tournaments and different events going on, and you can't do it without a great volunteer base. But boy, the sport of softball is alive and well in the Kennebecasis Valley area, and that encompasses like the town of Quispamsis, where we're in here, and the town of Rossay. They've done a great service and promoting the sport. And there's 2 things that kids need to have with any sport: is they got to have fun, and they have to meet friends. And if they have fun and are meeting friends, and they'll play, or they want to be part of it. And the KV Association does an awesome job in that respect. We're making it fun for the kids. If you go on their Facebook page, they have nights where they have sort of funky sock night, where they all bring the socks, and they have a skirt night, and they even have the coaches with skirts on. It's pretty entertaining, but they have fun doing it, and they're learning a great sport, and they're learning some great life skills too. And there's a strikeout, and that was number 42, Nevada Weber, the right fielder. Deanna Standhouse, center fielder, next up. No, excuse me, that I'm looking. They got a new player in here, and that is number 99. Abbie Williams is in the game. Got to give a shout out to the Williams. So this is her first time up. It's high.
Oh, that was my fault.
That's it. Pitch deal. Make it work, kid. Make it work. Let's go. That's it, Willie.
This is a good game today. Now, after day one, I think the nerves are out of the system a little bit. They're getting more comfortable with the surroundings, and we got a great game here this morning to start the day off. 3-3, top of the fourth inning. We haven't got that canteen going yet. They have a great canteen here too. Just the volunteers, the hamburgers, the hot dogs. I think there's some special treats today because it's a big day here where we got 5 games going on. So I think they're going to have some other treats for us in the canteen. So there's a walk. We got 1 out.
You got it. Yep. Your bag, Madison.
Jackson walked her previous time and stole second.
Let's get her, girls. Let's get her.
She shows bunt. And there's a pass ball. And get the runner to the second. And she's going to third. No one's on third. And she's coming home. Look at that. There. No one was covering third base. The third baseman went in for the bunt. And the shortstop never rotated over to cover third as the runner was going to second. So there was a little confusion there, and that's what happens. You get that, like I said, that pass ball, and you get players moving, got that runner going to second base, and just a little lapse there on coverage. And the Tigers took full advantage of it. Not only she takes second, she went to third, and then the next thing she headed on home. And to give the Tigers a 4-3 lead. Jackson still at the plate here.
Hey, girls, let's get her.
Oh, there's nice play there.
Hey, one more, Neil.
You're leaning right now, right? Sit back. Sit back.
Let's go, Ravens. Let's go. All over here. All over.
There's a pop-up. Nice play by Johnson.
That's 2, Ravens.
Victoria Lopez next up, number 6. Lopez is 1 for 2.
Good job, Neely.
We're going to have opening ceremonies today, too, and they'll be happening at 12 noon after our second game of the day. Our second game is hopefully going to get underway around 10:30, and it'll be Quebec 1 taking on New Brunswick 1, the ladies from Oromocto. Then we'll have our opening ceremonies at high noon, and then at 1:30, PEI will be back on the field taking on the KV. There's a nice hit into right field for a single.
That's all right, girls.
And that should be an exciting game. So for you PEI supporters, make sure you can tune back in to our afternoon game at 1:30 after you get back from lunch.
Isabel, this is the same situation. Madison's bag, meaning you're coming into 3 potentially, right? Okay? Just play.
Ava DeVorier is up. This is Ava's first time at the plate today. Left-handed batter for the Tigers. Looking to bunt. Takes it away. The runner goes. And she's safe. Was a good throw. The throw was there on time, just a little high. And she was able to slide underneath that tag. So we got 2 out here. Runner on second base. That's a walk. So we got first and second, 2 out, and Steen, the pitcher for the Tigers, is up. Steen last time had a single. And she would like to. There's a pop-up. Out of play.
I didn't mean you standing, but do whatever you want. Let's keep the pitches on. Let's make her pop. Why not? Keep it up. Keep the pitch up. Any base, girl. 2 out.
Good throw there. Good pitch that time by Johnson. Umpire went over. They had some drums and stuff going there when the girls were pitching and stuff. Cheering's one thing, but using plastic buckets, a no-no. There's a shot down the third base line. And here comes another run coming in to score. A solid single down the third base line for Steen. Drives in a run.
Any base again, ladies. Any base.
First and second now. Ella Zucchero, the shortstop, is in. Johnson bringing them in. This is good. This is good when they are bringing in themselves here. Have a little discussion. So let's get out of this inning right now, ladies. First and second. Force at any base. So we had a little pep talk. Nellie brought the team in here. Listen, let's just get this, ladies. 5-3 is the score for Ontario.
Good job, Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe, nice grab there because she does want those runners to get up to second and third. So she's got to do her best with those low pitches to be blocking them, keep them in front of her. And Ontario would love to keep this rally going.
Get to the bag after the pitches, okay, Winter?
Another good pitch by Johnson. She's bearing down here, wanting that third out. One ball and 2 strikes on Zucchero. There's a shot down the first baseline. Nice snag for the third out. That was a solid play by Leah McLeod.
Hey, Madison, Izzy, and Ella. That was a weird situation.
Top of the 5th. Welcome to the 2019 Eastern Canadian U14 Girls Fast Pitch Championships presented by 360 Live. and powered by Bell Alliance. My name is Keith Rains, and we're here at Meehan's Cove in the beautiful town of Quispam Sis in New Brunswick. And we just have an absolutely picture perfect postcard day here at the Diamond on the banks of the Kennebecasis River. We're about 15 minutes outside of St. John. And for you folks in Ontario, we're only about 3.5 hours away from Prince Edward Island. So an easy drive. Now, for all you PEI fans, if you're currently working today and grabbing a little action on your computer screen, you can drive here this weekend, you know. I'm just saying. And catch some playoff action here. There's no charge. Remember Dick Stacy's Country Jamboree? No charge. My hands smell the gas. You don't have to pump your gas. I'll pump your gas for you because there's no charge for that here. Anyway, that's a sidebar. That was an old show on TV on, what was it, Friday night, Saturday night? I don't know, Dick Stacy's Country Jamboree. Okay, back to the action here. Top of the order, Madison Burke is up. And Madison reached base last time with an error, but that means she got the ball in play. And like we've always said, things can happen. And that was an interesting situation in that last play, where that last inning, where you had the third baseman coming in to look for the bunt, and there was no one covering third base, and as we say, chaos ensued after that. Now it's up to the PEI girls to respond after that inning, after Tigers have taken the lead here 5-3. And we're in the top of the fifth inning already, aren't we? This game's just flying by, Chris. Chris, our producer. And we've had no cameras unplugged so far today. We were having a situation yesterday. We have two cameras down the first base line getting us different shots, one of right field and one of first base. And of course, there's fans sitting down there with their lawn chairs and whatnot. And we've had cables, and that's a walk to start off the inning, and that's what the Islanders like to see. Anyway, for some unknown reason, I guess they were moving their feet or walking or whatever, but they were always unplugging our cameras. So Chris was forever running back with his trusty duct tape to fix the problem. And there's the runner going. There's a nice throw. And he called him safe. It slid in underneath the tag, but that was a good throw by Jackson. Off the bat, Jamie Jenkins, center fielder for Charlottetown, is up. And Jamie struck out her last time. So now, runner on second. Nobody out. Okay. Yeah, they're just the coach of the Tigers went out to talk to the umpire first, and I don't know if he saw something in Abbie's delivery or so. This is like sort of like a medical, just make sure everything was okay. He thought he saw something maybe in her delivery or so. Abbie gave them the green light anyhow. Oh! That ball came inside. She squared to bunt, and that's why we have helmets and masks on for that. And that's when you're setting yourself up as a batter, is when you're squaring up to bunt, and that pitch rode inside on her, and she just couldn't get out of the way in time. And it hit her, but she seems to be all right. Now they're over talking to her, but yeah, she seems no worse for wear. So now Steen is going out. So they're doing a little adjustments here, the Tigers. They're moving some players around. So number 19 is going to go into pitch here, and that's Kara Moore. Kara Moore started out in left field. Now she's going to be pitching. And let's see where Steen ends up. She might end up at third base. We'll see. Kara, not very big, but boy, can she throw that ball in there. And if you get a chance, come out and watch. I mean, you know, these are U14 girls, and they are impressive, their skills. And like, hey, there, no question, there will be mistakes made at times, but boy, there's a lot of great plays and great athletic skill being displayed here this week at the championships. So we're all ready to go. Jackson moved out to left field from catching. There's a pop-up, and that no one can get that one. Yeah. And I'm looking. Steen went to first base there. Batting for the Ravens is number 3, Chloe Campbell. Chloe grounded out her previous time at the plate. Good pitch by Moore. And that's what you want from your, when you're bringing a new pitcher, you want to be throwing strikes. There's a pop-up, and if that's going to stay in play, but no one can get to it. There's a hit up the middle. And here comes the runner coming around. We got a 5-4 game. And a solid single by Chloe Campbell. And the runners move up to second and third on that play. And a RBI single for Campbell. Leah McLeod. And Leah had a single her previous plate appearance. Just looks like that ball's coming right into your living room here, Chris. Behind the plate for the Tigers now is number 17, Madeline Juno. Juno was at first. Now she's catching. And that's a walk issued. And now the bases are full. Winter Walsh, second base. What an opportunity here for Charlottetown here in the top of the fifth. Foul tip. And right now, Charlottetown, you like to see the ball just beat on the ground. Of course, you don't want to. Now there's a force play at every base. So the Tigers have got to be aware of that. The Tigers would like to see now is a couple of punch-outs, strikeouts. There's a solid hit to the short. There's one, and they can't turn it for two. But the runner's coming home, and she's out at home plate. Gutsy running there, but that was a good throw. Whoa. 32. McLeod didn't know how many was out. She was walking away, and they almost got her out for the third out. They were discussing there in the play. There was a force out on the first play, and the runner, the hitter, then was able to take second base. So the runner did stay at first because the runner at second who was out, she stayed there. So the runner at first wasn't quite sure. Cut back. That was a good throw there. Keep that runner to first. Got lots of action going on here in this inning. 2 runs have been scored. Tied up here, 5-5. More, there's a pop out. Can that be caught? Yes! A nice play there by number 14 for the Tigers, Sarah Benoit, to get that third out. Yep, 2 runs. Woo, that was a wild inning. 5-5. So now we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Tie game. Games later today, we discussed what's happening at 10:30 with Quebec, New Brunswick taking the field. Then we have our opening ceremonies. 1:30 PEI will be taking on the host KV. So we should have a real good crowd out for that one on a beautiful Friday afternoon here. And then at 3:30, we have a Red Division game with Ontario number 1. And I just want to, where are the girls from Ontario number 1 from exactly? And they're the Arthur Twisters, which doesn't help me that much. So I'll try to track that down in between games. And they're playing PEI number 2 squad at 3:30 this afternoon. And then at 5:30 will be Quebec number 1 taking on the KV Dynamite again for the final game of the day. The number 1 team from Nova Scotia is from Stellarton. And the number 2 team from Prince Edward Island is the Western Wildfire. They're the number 2 seed this year out of Prince Edward Island.
First step back for the Tigers is number 17, Madeline Juno.
Madeline Juno, who is now the catcher for the Tigers, is up. And Madeline, last time up, she had a double. And she had a double her first time up. So, just like being at Tim Hortons, a double-double. She's had a double-double. And now we have a new pitcher in also for the Island ladies. Ella Condon is now pitching.
Nice, Ella. Go, Bella.
Let's go, Ella!
Go, Maddie. You got this, Maddie. You can handle, Maddie. Go. That's it, Maddie.
Nice mix there by Ella coming into the game here. All tied up 5-5 in the 5th. Fives are wild.
Okay, Madison, Izzy. Madison, Izzy, and Daly ready over there. Knocking it down on her toes.
So shot to the shortstop. Nice throw. Got her. Nice play there by Madison Burke, the shortstop.
One ladies, one Ravens. Good play, Madison.
Now up, number 9, Ariane Louise.
Ariane Lorez. And she flied out her previous time at the plate. 5-5, 1 out. Nobody on. Condon.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Good call. Asking for help there. Makes it tough sometimes when the umpire is looking for the location of the ball and whatnot, and sometimes they even get a little blocked out by the catcher and not seeing if there's a partial swing there or not. And he asked for help, and the first base umpire indicated there was a swing there for a strike. Strike 3.
Good job, Ted. Good job, Ted.
Ella's doing a good job coming in here to pitch in the 5th inning for the Ravens.
2 Ravens. Nice. Start, Ella. Great D.
Val Weber, right field, is up.
There you go. Good blow.
She's got a real good swing, though. Nice balance going through there. She just ticked that last one, just got a little underneath it, and a foul tip off the elbow. All right. It's a foul tip. No protection there in that left arm there on the catcher.
Chloe.
That's Chloe Campbell
Finish up here, girls.
taking the bruises, and hopefully we got some ice on the bench. Coach, where's those frozen bag of peas at? And a strike 3. 1, 2, 3 inning, what she needed. So at the completion of 5 innings, it's 5 apiece.
Great job, girls. Love those base runners. Keep sending them my way. Come on.
Do you have a plastic bag?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go get this done.
Here, want a frozen? That's frozen water. It's frozen water. Okay. Just trying to help out the injured here.
Oh, you're good.
You should pour water on it. It'll be like ice cold water in it. They're gonna get ice first here. She's obese. We got a nice one. You give me 2.
Okay, we're moving to the top of the 6th inning here now. We got ice bags for the injured. Refocused here. And up to bat is number 18. Isabelle Jenkins, left fielder. In pitching for Ontario that came in the partway through that last inning was Kara Moore. Kara started at left field there. There's a well-struck ball. And that went over the right fielder. She's at second. She's heading for third. And there won't be a throw. Well, she's coming. Whoa, she held up at third. What a way to start off the 6th inning with a stand-up triple. Isabelle Jenkins. she was heading for home, and she got the stop sign.
It's easier for you.
And Nellie Johnson is now up, and Nellie had a single and 2 RBIs her last time up. Oh, and there's a big out.
Deep breaths in there, Emily. Emily, you got this. Deep breath.
You got this,
Emily Wakeland. There's another pop-up. Moore gets that one. Back-to-back pop-ups. So she's got some movement on that ball of hers. And boy, now a 2 out.
Tons of green out there.
Madison Burke, shortstop. Madison had a walk her previous time at the plate. There's a solid hit. Nice play and a one. Boy, after giving up a triple, Tigers came back with 2 pop-outs and a ground out to end the PEI threat. So now the Tigers will come up to the bottom of the 6 to see if they can break this 5-5 deadlock.
I moved that camera a little bit to the left because I said nobody ever hits it way up there. So I said, listen, tighten up the shot.
Yeah.
That's all right, thank you.
Well, we'll see what can transpire here if the Tigers, because the previous inning, Charlottetown brought in Ella Condon. And Ella wasted no time. It's getting 3 up and 3 down, the ground out and 2 strikeouts. So now the coaches are giving their batters, the Tigers, a quick little update on what to expect from Condon.
Back for the Tigers is number 99, Abbie Williams.
Abbie Williams is up to bat for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 6. Looking to bunt. Now, if you're a Tiger fan, what you want is base runners. Hit down the first base line, but foul. One ball and 2 strikes are the count. First up here in the bottom of the 6, strike 3! 1 out. Jackson next up, started at catcher. She moved into left field. And she popped out her last plate appearance. There's a bunt using her speed. And got her. Nice play by Condon. Coming off the mound to throw a strike to first base. She's faced 5 batters, and she's got all 5 of them out. Victoria Lopez. Next up. Victoria singled her last time at the plate. Strike 3. And that puts down the side. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Faced 6 batters, and all 6 of them sat down. And we go to the final inning, supposedly. If it's tied at the end of 7, they play the international tiebreak system where they put a runner on second base to start the innings off. Just to let you know, as far as scheduling goes, what is happening on Saturday is we'll finish our round robin play. We'll be starting play at 9 a.m. 11 and 1 are the games, and then there's going to be a little bit of a break for the teams because we're moved to playoff format starting at 4:30 in the afternoon and 6:30. 4:30 games will be second place in A division taking on third place, and at 6:30 second place in B will take on third place in A on this field. And then on Sunday morning, again, we start at 9 a.m. in the morning at 12, and then the championship game will be at 2:30. At the plate is number 9, Abbie Jenkins. And Jamie was hit by a pitch in her her last plate appearance. That's when she squared around to bunt and got hit sort of in the helmet and the face mask there. Thank goodness for those face masks. There's a pop-up foul, and just off the heel of the third baseman. Tough one to make, running, and off the heel, just off the heel of the glove there. So she stays alive. There's another pop-up. And Moore is throwing BBs in there. She can't get around on the ball. Three, nice strikeout to start off the inning. Kara Moore has come in, done a good job here. Last inning, the PEI started off the inning with a triple, but Moore left her at third base, and she had 2 quick pop-outs and a ground out to end the threat. There's a solid hit into left field, and she's going for 2, and wow, gutsy play there. Oh, wow. Chloe Campbell, the catcher. Wow. Stretched the single into a double. And now there's 1 out with a runner in scoring position. Leah McLeod. And Leah walked her last time at the plate. Foul off the end of the bat into the mesh going down the first baseline there. As we have, a few spots for the cars to park there, but also there's a 2 beach volleyball courts just adjacent to this ball field. There's a shot into left field. And now runners on first and third with 1 out here in the Top of the 7th.
All right, Winter, like you can.
Let's do it, Winter. Let's do it.
Hey, Chloe, home.
Winter Walsh, second base. Winter was scoring the bunt. Winter was a fielder's choice her last time at the plate.
Go, Winter.
She bunted that one down nicely. Going home, but no one was covering home plate. And that's a big run. Takes the lead.
Good job. Let's go, Ella.
Walsh takes second base on no throw as we got runners on second and third now. Condon up. She could help her cause here. She's done an awesome job coming in pitching here. There's a solid hit. Oof, a line drive. And a nice play there at shortstop for the Tigers. So we got 2 away here. Runners in second and third. More love to get this third one out just to keep it to a one-run game. Say that 5 times real fast. A one-run game. Isabelle Jenkins is up. Isabelle struck. Isabelle had a triple. Let me take that back. Her last plate appearance. She's out. Yeah, ran outside the base path, but boy, ended the threat there. But 1 run was scored in that top of the 7th. Now let's see if the Tigers can muster up a run here in the bottom of the 7th. Condon has been lights out so far. Like I said, in the 6 batters she has faced, she has struck out 4 of them, and the other 2 have grounded out. And I know the coaching staff of PEI would like to see that trend continue. And the Tigers are thinking, it's time. The odds are, we got to get a base runner. And that's all they want right now is get someone on base. And then anything can happen.
Hey, let's shut it down, Ravens.
Well, here we go. And let's see who's going to start off. Looks like Abbie Steen is going to be the first up. No. Well, no, it's Moore. Moore is first up here for the Tigers. Kara Moore, and Kara has did a great job coming in pitching for the Tigers here. Taking over for Abbie Steen. So we got a score of 6-5.
Well done, girls.
Bottom of the 7th. If Tigers can come back and tie this up, and if we go to an 8th inning, then international rule will be in effect where we'll start the inning with a runner on second base.
Why did they have 5-7?
No, that's not counted. That's what we just appealed to the umps and they gave it to us. She crossed the plate before the 10, right?
Oh, it's 7-5, excuse me. 7-5. Because that's what they were talking about, where there was a tag with the runner between second and third, but the run at home crossed the plate before the run was out. So we have a 7-5 game. Okay, Chris, you got that? Yeah. And just for the folks at home in that last inning, where there was a ground ball, there was a runner on third base. The runner came home, and the shortstop, by the time she tagged the runner that was coming from second to third, the run at the plate had crossed. So that's where that extra run came in. Which gives PEI a little bit more breathing room here, but regardless, Tigers got to get runners on base now.
Spot, Ella. Shot 10, good tip. Shot 10, ready, field. That was a big swing, field, ready. Let's keep her off there, Ella.
3 balls, 1 strike.
You got it, 10. You got it all day.
And she walks. That's, if you're a Tiger supporter, that's what you want. You want that runner on. And now Abbie Steen is up.
Let's go, Ravens.
Abbie's playing first base now. Started off pitching for the Tigers this morning. And there's a pass ball, and the runner moves up to second. So this is Condon's first runner on base, as she had said previously. She faced 6 and got all 6 of them out. So now here comes a big test here with Steen up, and there's another pass ball, and the run goes to third.
Let's keep our head in it, Ella, okay? Hey, Ella, get the smile back, okay? Have some fun.
There you go. That's it. Make it work.
Runner on third base now on those pass balls.
Great job, 10. Great job. Get over.
A little high, and we got another walk. Back-to-back walks here.
Hey, Ravens, gotta dig in now.
Number 28 up to bat. Ella Zucchero, shortstop.
Roll, Ella. Let's go.
Runners on first and third, and you know more than likely that runner at first is going to take off for second.
Let's go, Ella!
Ready, Izzy?
Looking to bunt, and there she goes without a throw. Now, second and third, nobody out. You gotta love
All good.
U14 fastball. There's a big swing. Might be a little high, but she wanted to bring those runs in herself.
Great job, Ella. Nice, Ella. Nice, Ella.
2 strikes now. And that's what she needs here. She needs either a strikeout or a little pop up to the infield.
Great job,
Keep
Ella.
those
Great
runners
job.
at second and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. 7-5 is our score. Prince Edward Island have the lead, and the Tigers from Mississauga are trying to tie it up or even win it here in the bottom of the 7th. They had a tight one yesterday against Quebec, which they lost in a heartbreak in the bottom of the 7th inning. They want to return the favor.
Great job, 10.
There's a ground ball to the second. That's going to score at least 1 run. Yep. And now it's a 7-6 game with 1 out. Runner on third base.
Hey, I let them know the scenario. It's pretty really easy. I call timeout. Let her know what to do on a bunt. I call it now.
Now up, and this isn't taking all the way.
Time, Blue. Time, please.
Madeline Juno is up at the plate, and there's a timeout here with the coaching staff, and they're going to discuss what needs to be done here with a bunt situation, who's responsible for what. As we have one out, we got a runner on third. Who's responsible for what, where, when, why? All those things will be. There's a lot of moving parts going on here now. And that's the great thing with ball is there's different situations. So here we go. We've got a runner on third. We've got one out, and catcher has got to be stopping those balls that are low in the dirt. Got to block them. Has to be like a goaltender right now. Don't want anything to get by. And that's what and Steen is looking for anything in the dirt. She's going to be coming off that base. There's a high one.
Stop, Chloe. Rush it in, right, Ella? Good job, Ted. Good job.
She needs it.
Remember, to you.
Condon love to have a strikeout here.
More important right now.
And the Tigers are like had anything on the ground. Hit it on the ground, you're good chance you're going to score a run.
Check
7-6 is our score.
it and going. It's holding her.
Runner on third, one out.
Here we go, Ella.
There's a ball hit, and that's ties it up. And that's what they want to hit it on the ground.
Hey, good play. That was a great play. What else do you do?
Tie game, 7-7, folks. Runner on first, still only one out.
Let's go. Let's go.
We got this. Nothing to lose.
Tigers have come back here.
Good job, ladies. Let's go, Ravens.
Gotta keep that ball in front of you.
And it's always the case, isn't it? It's those walks starting off this inning here. Back-to-back walks have come around to tie this game up. Still only one out. Runner on first. Ariane Lorez is up. Little bit of excitement in the air here. Seventh inning, 7-7. One out, one on.
Well done, Ted.
Good swing there.
You got her, Ella, all day long. All day. Reach yours, Ted. Let's go. Yeah!
Strike three! Two away.
Two ladies. That's two. Two ladies, two Ravens. Come on, let's make the play. Let's go. Well done.
Ontario wants to get in the win column. PEI like to stay undefeated. after they defeated Oromucto of a number 1 seed for New Brunswick earlier yesterday. And the Tigers lost a close one, 8-7 to the number 1 team from Quebec.
Hey, let's get out the batter.
2 away. Runner on first. Weber with the swing. That's 2 strikes.
Ready, field. Let's help her up on deck. Let's go.
Good eye. Strike 3! 7-7, so for the first time, we're going to extras. Yay. Chris, there's only 5 games today, Chris. Our producer. Oh. So now they're discussing on who's going to start in second. Is it the last out? Well, let's just add a little excitement. So I just want to say that 10:30 game is not happening. Yeah. Good try, though. Yeah.
17.
Remember, you don't have to run.
So what happens here for you recreational watchers of fast pitch is we have the international rule, a tie-break rule, into effect now. So what will take place is number 17 for the Ravens, Winter Walsh will go to second base to start off the inning. And up to the plate is a number 7, Nellie Johnson. And Nellie started the game off today pitching. And now
No, because Winter got out, so it's Winter got out to Isabel. Yeah. Isabel hit the ball, Winter got out, and now they're stayed out.
Nellie Johnson steps in. And we have Kara Moore still pitching for the Tigers. And there's a pop fly into left field. Oh, nice grab by Jackson. And smart base running there. Tag was high. throw was there in time, but the tag was high.
Hey, Emily. Let's go. You got this.
So 1 away, runner on third base. Now they're discussing, did she leave the bag before the throw, the catch? That's my question. Okay.
Way to go, Winter.
Poor umpires are getting a workout today too here. Yeah. No, I guess they were, the way they were talking about, I think they were still discussing the tag. The throw was high and the tag came, but they were saying the leg was in there before the tag was applied.
Lots of grass out there, buddy.
Emily Wakeland looking to bunt, and that's foul. Now it was out. It bounced out though. It was hit the ground and then she touched it.
Let's go, Emily. Lots of green. Let's go.
1 out. Runner on third. There's the bunt, and that's foul. Now there's 2 strikes. So now she has to be swinging her way, or will they call the bunt the third time? That's the question. Swinging away. There's a fly ball. That's going to, nice catch. But the runner slides in.
She's on the plate.
They're saying, I think they might be saying she left the bag too early. Yeah, that's what they're discussing is the runner at third base left the bag early. So you have to stay on the bag until the ball is caught before you can take off. And they were saying the third base coach, there was no argument from the third base coach for PEI, as he had a perfect view of the runner and the catch. And I guess she creeped off the base and she didn't go back to tag up to come home. So that's exciting.
For the Mississauga Tigers. And first up to bat.
Whew.
Let's go,
Number 4, Deanna Shen.
No, but she came. I think what she did, she came off the base a bit. The girl caught the ball and she kept going. She didn't go back and tag. Or if she was on the base and she just left a little too soon before the girl caught it. But anyway, there was no arguments. So there was no. Did you get a good view of that, Chris, on your screen? So now here's an opportunity for the Tigers. Let's see what can transpire here. Is Tigers got to run. So Weber is going to second base to start off this inning. And there's the bunt. Get her to third. And she's safe at first. And she's coming home. And it's over. It's over. Tigers win. Tigers win. Well, that was quick.
After 8 innings, the final score is 8-7 for the Tigers.
And just to recap that play, there was a bunt. They tried to field the bunt, and they threw it to first base, and the girl beat out first base. The throw was low to first, and Weber, who was on second, went to third, and once she seen the throw was low and uncatched, she came right on home for the winning run And the Tigers have evened up their record at 1-1. PEI goes to 1-1. Well, that's a little bit of excitement, folks. And now what we're going to do is have players of the game, and the probably give us about, I think, probably 10, 15 minutes before the next game. They might even start at 11 o'clock, but regardless, the next game on our docket is Quebec #1 taking on New Brunswick #1.